Hi students, today we are going to discuss about application of derivative in commerce and economics. Okay, this is for section C portion. So first we know about cost function. The total cost is usually called cost or cost function, and it is denoted by C of x. Total cost C of producing and marketing x units of a commodity depends upon the number of units x. The function which describe this relationship is called cost function. Actually cost function is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. So C of x is equal to fixed cost, which is denoted by f, and variable cost, it is denoted by v of x. So C of x is equal to f plus v of x. Now we are going to discuss about demand function. If P denotes the price per unit and X is the number of units demanded by a consumer at that price, then the demand function is represented by X is equal to f of P. Then it is for revenue function, which is R is equal to Px when X units of a commodity are sold at the rate of P per unit is called revenue function. Then we know about profit function, which is revenue function minus cost function. Then average cost, which is cost function by number of units AC is equal to C by X. And then it is marginal cost, which is DC by DX. Marginal average cost DDX of AC, that is DDX of C by X. And the important relation between AC and MC, which is DDX of AC is equal to 1 by x MC minus AC. Marginal revenue is defined as dr by dx, that is ddx of px. Total revenue function, if marginal revenue are given, integrating marginal revenue function we get revenue function. Similarly, if we integrate marginal cost, then we get cost function. That is, integrating of marginal revenue function you get revenue function, and integrating marginal cost you get total cost function. Okay, now if we want to maximization, or if you want to maximize of total profit, what is the condition? Condition of maximization of profit function is dp by dx is equal to 0 and d2p by dx2 less than 0. Okay, maximization of total profit, condition of maximization of total profit is dp by dx 0 and d2p by dx2 less than 0. Okay, now we are going to apply this theorem. Okay, first see that in this problem C of x is given. You have to determine break even point. We know at the break even point there are no profit and no loss, that is C of x is equal to R of x at break even point. We know about break even point and we know the condition of break even point, that is R of x is equal to C of x. Okay, so if cost function or C of x is given, then how you determine break even point? You have to find revenue function and C of x. Let's see the answer. Here C of x is equal to 300x square plus 4200x plus 13500, and revenue function is equal to 8400 into x. Okay, so at break even point we know that R of x is equal to C of x. By simplifying it we get x is equal to 9 or 5. Please follow the second sum in the previous page. We will discuss the answer first. It is given that the take per unit output is 2. If number of unit x, then total cost will be 2x. Okay, so what will be the total cost function? 5x square plus 28x plus 5 plus 2x. So here we see that 2x is added with cost function. So total cost function is 5x square plus 28x plus 5 plus 2x. Now average cost is cx by x, and to decide average cost is maximum or minimum, we have to calculate ddx of average cost. if average cost is maximum or minimum, then we know that ddx of average cost will be 0. To decide average cost is maximum or minimum at that point, we have to go for second order derivative of average cost. If second order derivative of average cost is less than 0, then it attains maximum, and if its value is greater than 0, then it attains minimum value. Here you see that second order derivative of average cost is greater than 0 at x is equal to 1. So we say that average cost is minimum when x is equal to 1. Thus we find minimum average cost. Okay. So in this problem we apply the conception of maxima minima. So in the next sum, the problem is the fixed cost of a new product is 18,000 and the variable cost is 550 per unit if the demand function p of x is equal to 4,000 minus 150x. Find the break-even points. We know that at break-even points revenue function is equal to total cost function. Here total cost function will be fixed cost plus variable cost, we know. So 18,000 is fixed cost and variable cost will be 550 into x, where x is the number of units. So total cost will be 18,000 plus 550 into x. As we know, total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Here 18,000 is fixed cost and variable cost will be 550 into x. That is, if x is number of unit, then variable cost will be 550 into x, and demand function is 4,000 minus 150x. So revenue function will be x into px. As we know, revenue function is equal to number of units into demand function. So revenue function will be x into 4,000 minus 150x. Now let's see the solution. So it is very clear that fixed cost f is equal to 18,000, variable cost is 550 per unit. So variable cost is 550x and cost function c of x is equal to f plus vx, as we know from the definition of total cost function. And revenue function, we know that revenue function is equal to number of units into demand function. So it will be x into 4,000 minus 150x. As at the break even point there are no profit, no loss, so profit function p of x is equal to rx minus c of x, which is 0. So we find x is equal to 8 and 15, which are break even points. Okay. Now in the next problem, it is cost function given. We have to find marginal cost, and we know that marginal cost is equal to dc by dx. The first order derivative of cost function gives you marginal cost, and if in certain sum, if marginal cost is given, if you have to find cost function, then you must integrate marginal cost, which gives you cost function. So if we derivative cost function, you get marginal cost, and if you integrate marginal cost, you get cost function. Okay. So here c of x is equal to 2x cube minus 12x square plus 30x plus 28. Find the marginal cost for x is equal to 6. So we first calculate first order derivative of cost function c of x. Okay, let's see the solution of this question. Let's see, c of x is equal to 2x cube minus 12x square plus 30x plus 28. You have to derivative first, that is ddx of c, which gives you 6x square minus 24x plus 30. As we know, ddx of x to the power n is equal to n x to the power n minus 1. So marginal cost will be 6x square minus 24x plus 30. When x is equal to 6, then total marginal cost will be 6 into 6 square plus minus 24 into 6 plus 30, which gives you 102. So our marginal cost is 102. Okay. Now in the next problem, it is given c of x is equal to x cube by 3 plus 3x square minus 7x plus 16. Given the total cost function of the commodity দেওয়া আছে, then we find marginal cost, average cost and marginal average cost. Okay, we know how to find marginal cost. As in the previous sum, we discussed how we get marginal cost by derivating. If we derivative cost function, that is dc by dx, which gives you marginal cost. Average cost is equal to total cost function by x, that is c of x by x, and marginal average cost. How we get marginal average cost? ddx of average cost gives you marginal average cost. So what is marginal cost? dc by dx is marginal cost. What is marginal average cost? ddx of average cost is marginal average cost. Okay, let's derivative first. dc by dx gives you marginal cost. So we first we make a derivative of cost function, which gives x square plus 6x minus 7. How we get average cost? Average cost is equal to c of x by x. Okay, that is cost function by total number of units, which gives you average cost. And how we get marginal average cost? Again, we derivative average cost, that is ddx of AC. ddx of AC gives you marginal average cost. Now in the next problem, it is cost function. The cost function of a commodity, we have to find marginal cost and calculate marginal cost when x is equal to 4 and interpreted it. Find the range when average cost falls. So in the application of derivative, we know about increasing function and decreasing function. When dy by dx greater than 0, then we may say that the function is increasing, and if dy dx less than 0, then function is decreasing, and if dy dx is equal to 0, then the function is constant function. So if we have to find average cost falls, then we must show that ddx of average cost is less than 0. We have to find the interval. So it is given c of x is equal to 200 plus 20x minus half x square. We differentiate cost function, which gives you 20 minus x. So we have to calculate marginal cost when x is equal to 4. So put the value of x, which is 4, gives you marginal cost 16. Now we calculate average cost, which is c of x by x, which gives you 200 by x plus 20 minus x by 2. Now if we calculate, or if we want the interval where average cost is decreasing, then we have to calculate ddx of AC less than 0. As we know, for decreasing curve, first order derivative of that function must be less than 0, and if we find increasing part, we have to find ddx of AC greater than 0. So here we find ddx of AC, that is first order derivative of average cost, then we find at which interval it is less than 0. Here we differentiate average cost, which gives you minus 200 by x square minus half. As x square greater than 0, so ddx of AC always less than 0, as minus 200 by x square minus half. As we know, x square is a positive number, so minus 200 by x square is a negative number, and minus half is also a negative number. So minus 200 by x square minus half is always negative number for any real number of x. So we may decide, or we may say that average cost falls continuously at for any values of x. For any values of x, average cost is continuously decreasing, that is average cost falls continuously. Question, you have to find the interval where average cost falls continuously, but here we see that the ddx of average cost, or first order derivative of average cost, always less than 0 for any values of x. So for any interval, for any values of x, for any real x, ddx of average cost is less than 0. So average cost falls continuously. Okay. Let's see the problem first. For a product, the demand function is p is equal to 50 by root over x, and the average cost function is 0.5 plus 1000 by x. Find the profit maximizing price and output at this level so that marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. So we have to find where profit is maximum. Okay, so profit function is equal to p of x is equal to r of x minus c of x, that is revenue function minus cost function. Okay, so here demand function is given and average function is given. So we have to find the total cost function. As we know, average cost function is equal to total cost function by x. So total cost function is equal to total number of units into average cost function. So let's see the solution. So p of x is equal to r of x minus c of x. As we know that r of x is equal to, that is revenue function is equal to x into p, number of units into profit function into demand function, so which gives you 50 into root over x, and cost function, total cost function is equal to x into average cost, that is x into a c, which gives you 0.5x plus 1000. We know that profit function is equal to r of x minus c of x. So here we first calculate p of x. As we know, for maximizing or minimizing profit function, we have to calculate dp by dx. So we find dp by dx, which gives you 50 by 2 root x minus 0.5, and for maximum or minimum value, dp by dx is equal to 0, which gives you x, and then we find again d2p by dx2 at the point x is equal to 2500, d2p by dx2 is less than 0. So profit is maximum when x is equal to 2500. We calculate marginal revenue function, which is dr by dx, and marginal cost function, which is dc by dx. So marginal revenue function and marginal cost function when x is equal to 2500, marginal revenue function is equal to marginal cost. Okay, so it is proved. To follow this answer, please follow the question in previous page, where fixed cost is equal to 25,000 and revenue function is equal to 8500x minus 400x square. So variable cost, we know here 1500 into x, as the variable cost per unit is given, which is 1500, and as we let the total number of unit is x, so total variable cost will be 1500 into x. So cost function is equal to, we know that fixed plus variable cost. So here fixed cost is 25,000 and variable cost is 1500 into x. So total cost is equal to 25,000 plus 1500x. Profit function we know is equal to r of x minus c of x. so we get profit function, and we know that for break even point P of x is equal to 0. So we here apply R of x is equal to C of x, that is R of x is equal to C of x, or Rx minus C of x is equal to 0, which gives you x is equal to 12.5 or 5. So break even points we find. Now in this sum, average cost function is given. Find total cost and marginal cost, and also where average cost is increased. So we know that total cost is equal to average cost function into total number of commodities. So C of x is equal to number of units into average cost. And how we calculate marginal cost? Marginal cost is equal to dC by dx. Okay, let's see the solution first. Average cost is equal to x plus 5 plus 36 by x. So total cost will be x into average cost, which gives you x square plus 5x plus 36. If we differentiate C, we get MC, that is marginal cost is equal to dC by dx, which gives you 2x plus 5. We have to find at which interval AC increases, that is ddx of AC greater than 0. Okay, so you have to find the interval where average cost is increasing. So in this case we have to find the interval, and so we differentiate average cost, that is ddx of AC greater than equals to 0. If in question it is mentioned that average cost is strictly increasing, then you should go for ddx of AC greater than 0. There will be no equal sign for strictly increasing function. Okay, so for strictly increasing function ddx of AC greater than 0, and if it is mentioned AC is increasing, then you may use ddx of AC greater than equals to 0. Okay, for strictly increasing function, for strictly average cost, ddx of AC greater than 0. But if it is mentioned only increasing function, then you can write ddx of AC greater than equals to 0. So the required range will be 6 to infinity. Okay, as we know that the number of units cannot be negative, so the required range will be 6 to infinity. In this problem we avoid the negative portion, as we know number of units cannot be negative, so we cancel in minus infinity to minus 6 interval. We take only 6 to infinity range. Okay, so this is part 1. In the next video we will discuss different types of sum which are very important for your upcoming 2021 examination. Okay, tata.